Alright guys, it's now time for the 2021 DCFL Playoffs. The final send-off of this franchise that's been going on since 2018, but the season's been going on for 4 years. As this is going to be a little bit different how I usually do the DCFL Playoffs. One time I streamed it as it happened. The other times I played the games and wrote down what happened and did the video later. I'm doing it in between. I'm using OBS. And I am going to simulate the game and see how it happens, as you're going to see like right here with the scoreboard update. Alright, so of course, the playoffs are going to start with Baltimore at Jacksonville. Of course, the winner will head on to Indianapolis. And then it will be Kansas City at Chicago for the Western Conference. Whoever wins will face Oakland. Then it'll be the Eastern Conference Championship with Indianapolis hosting whoever wins this game we're about to do. And then it'll be Oakland hosting Chicago or Kansas City. And then it will be the championship game. Alright, so here we go. As we're about to get ready. Baltimore at Jacksonville. As division rivals, of course. My Baltimore Charm made the playoffs for the second time ever. They made it for the first time in 3 years. No, 2 years. Although this year we made it with a losing record. Meanwhile, Jacksonville probably having the best record. I think it's actually their second best record in the franchise history. 12-4, but not enough to win the division. They're the only team that's beaten Indianapolis so far. We'll see if they can do it again. But first things first, they gotta get past my charm first. As remember, whoever wins will face the Indianapolis Rabbit Stallions afterwards. Alright, we are now ready to go, and we're off. So, looks like Jacksonville's going to get the ball to start off with. So on 1st and 10 at their 25. Oh, it's a turnover! Intercepted by Baltimore, who returned it 28 yards at the Jacksonville 11. Oh my goodness, what a start for Baltimore defensively. First play of the game and they're already in the red zone. So 1st and 10. It's a touchdown! Touchdown Baltimore! Oh my god, an 11-yard touchdown pass. Any extra points good too. Oh my god. In 30 seconds, Baltimore already scored. Whoa. Our crappy defense all of a sudden had an elite start? What the heck? Oh my goodness. Alright. Well, that was a wild start. So now the ball is kicked back to Jacksonville. Oh my god, Jacksonville returned it 84 yards at the Baltimore 6. We're not even a minute in the game and we're already about to have 2 scores already. So 1st and goal now. Touchdown Jacksonville on a run. And the extra point's good. Guys, we already have 2 touchdowns scored and we're not even a minute in the game. What is this? Oh my gosh. And the game is now tied up. 14:03 into the first and we're already tied up at 7. Oh my god. Alright, so Baltimore got the ball in the kickoff and they start off at their 16. So 1st and 10, it's a loss of a yard. 2nd 11, it's a 4-yard run. So on 3rd and 7, it's an incomplete pass. So finally some offensive sputtering. So now it's punted back to Jacksonville, who's going to start at their 42. So on 1st and 10, it's a 6-yard pass. 2nd 4, it's a third yard pass. So on 3rd and 1, it's a 6-yard run for the first down, as they're now at the Baltimore 43. 1st and 10, a 2-yard run. 2nd 8. Oh, it's a turnover! It's intercepted again, and Baltimore now has the ball at their 38. Oh my goodness! And we're 10:09 into the first quarter. So now Baltimore starts at their 38 on 1st and 10. It's a 5-yard scramble. 2nd 5. It's a check down for the first down of 7 yards. Now at midfield. 1st and 10. It's a 4-yard run. 2nd 6. It's a 13-yard pass as Baltimore is at the Jacksonville 33. 1st and 10. It's another 10-yard pass as now the Jacksonville 23. 1st and 10. Incomplete pass. 2nd 10. A 2-yard run. And on 3rd and 8, it's a pass of 1 yard. So what are they going to do? They're going to go for the field goal on 4th and 7. And from 20 yards out, it's good. So now Baltimore leads 10-7 as we're 6:24 into the first quarter. Man, what a crazy game this has been so far. Baltimore's defense really showing up as they're now up 10-7. Oh boy. Alright. So Jacksonville got the ball back it's a touchback, so start off at the 25. 1st and 10. It's a 17-yard pass. So now it's at the Jacksonville 42. 1st and 10. Incomplete pass. 2nd 10. A 4-yard run on 3rd and 6. It's a run of 4 yards. They're 4-2. What are they going to do? Okay, they punt it, surprisingly. And Baltimore returned it 27 yards. They're at the 39 now. 1st and 10. Incomplete pass. Second 10. It's a 10-yard pass. So now at the Baltimore 49. 1st and 10. Incomplete pass. 2nd 10. It's a 5-yard scramble. So 3rd and 5. It's a completed pass of 12 yards. Baltimore's now at the Jacksonville 34. All right, 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard sack. Oh boy, 2nd 16. It's a 3-yard pass on 3rd and 13. An incomplete pass. Baltimore's at the Jacksonville 37. What are they going to do? They're going to go for the field goal, and it's good from 37 yards out. So now 1:17 remaining in the first quarter. Baltimore is now up 13-7. Wow, what a crazy first quarter this has been so far. 13-7 Baltimore. Their defense is playing really good, surprisingly. All right, so Jacksonville start for their 25. 1st and 10. It's an incomplete pass. 2nd 10. A 5-yard run on 3rd and 5. They got the first down, a 15-yard pass. So now at the Jacksonville 45. 1st and 10. And it's a 6-yard run. So now the second fours, we're going to the second quarter with Baltimore up 13-7. All right, so on 2nd 4, it's a 3-yard run. So on 3rd and 1, Jacksonville will convert it. A 10-yard pass for the first down at the Baltimore 36. All right, 1st and 10. It's a 1-yard run. 2nd 9. Oh, a completed pass of 20 yards as they're at the Baltimore 15 now. 1st and 10. A 2-yard run. 2nd and 8. A 6-yard pass. It's 3rd and 2 at the Baltimore 7. And they converted the first down. A 4-yard run. So it's now 1st and goal at the Baltimore 3. Touchdown! Jacksonville! And they got the extra point. So Jacksonville now takes the lead for the first time, up 14-13 now. As we're updating the scoreboard. There we go. Jacksonville now up 14-13. As we have 11:25 remaining in the second. All right, Baltimore returned in 19 yards. They're going to start off at their 14. Yikes. So on 1st and 10. Oh, a 28-yard run. Oh, my goodness. Now at the Baltimore 42. 1st and 10. A 4-yard run on 2nd 6. It's a 3rd-yard run. So it's now midfield. 3rd and 2. Oh, it's a loss of 3 yards. 4th and 5 at the Baltimore 47. And they're going to punt it away as a touchback. So 1st and 10 to Jacksonville 20 for Jacksonville. It's a 10-yard pass as they're at the Jacksonville 30 now. 1st and 10. It's an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. It's a 8-yard pass. So it's 3rd and 2. And they convert it with a 15-yard pass as they're at the Baltimore territory at the Baltimore 47. 1st and 10. And it's another pass of 14 yards. They're at the Baltimore 33 now. 1st and 10. And another pass of 22 yards. They're at the Baltimore 11 now. 1st and 10. It's a 3-yard run. 2nd 7. Oh, it's a 6-yard run. They're at the Baltimore 2 on 3rd and 1. Next play. Touchdown! On a pass. 2-yard touchdown. Extra points good. And now Jacksonville is up 21-13. They have a 1-score lead, an 8-point lead. All right. So 4:54 remaining in the second quarter. And Jacksonville's now up 21-13. Oh, boy. Game starting to get out of hand for Baltimore. They better start turning around soon. So Baltimore's going to return 19 yards again to start off at the 14. Ugh. 1st and 10. Oh, an 18-yard pass. Baltimore 32. 1st and 10. A 3-yard run. On 2nd 7. Another 3-yard run. It's on 3rd and 4. And they complete the conversion. A 4-yard run. So it's now 1st and 10 to Baltimore 42 with 2:01 left. So 1st and 10. It's a 10-yard scramble at the Jacksonville 48. 1st and 10. It's a 15-yard pass. Baltimore's at the Jacksonville 33 with a minute 33 left. 1st and 10. A 7-yard run, a minute 10 left. 2nd free. It's a complete pass of 11 yards at the Jacksonville 15. Baltimore has a first down with 43 seconds left. 1st and 10. It's a 7-yard run. Baltimore is now at the Jacksonville 8. 2nd and free with 17 seconds left. What are they going to do? Oh, they go for the field goal. They go for the field goal, and it's good from 8 yards out. So with 13 seconds left, Jacksonville still leads 21-16. I'm surprised they didn't maybe try a pass. They were at the, I think it was at the, yeah, they're at the 8-yard line. You would think they would try at least one pass. But they decided, I guess, with a little time left to go for it. So it's now 21-16 with 13 seconds left. All right, Jacksonville got the ball. They made to their 33. They got 6 seconds left. 1st and 10. And they just ran for 5 yards. 2nd 5. But now we're in the 3rd quarter now. All right. So Baltimore should get the ball to start off with. And here we go. They returned it 22 yards to start off at the Baltimore 17 on 1st and 10, with Jacksonville going into the third quarter up 21-16. All right, 1st and 10. Oh, it's a 6-yard loss. Oh, no, a 6-yard sack. 2nd 16, and it's an incomplete pass. 3rd and 16, and it's a gain of 1 yard. They only ran it. All right, 4th and 15 from the Baltimore 12, and they're going to punt it, but oh my God, the punt only went 32 yards. So Jacksonville's going to start off with 13:48 at the Baltimore 44. Kill me already. All right, 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard run. 2nd 4. It's a 2-yard run on 3rd and 2. It's a converted third down. 2-yard run, and now Jacksonville has a 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 34. All right, 1st and 10. It's a 9-yard check down pass, so it's 2nd 1. On 2nd 1, they gain 3 yards on a run. It's now 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 22. All right, 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard run. 2nd 4. It's an incomplete pass on 3rd and 4. Touchdown, Jacksonville! And the extra point's good from 16 yards out. 9:55 remaining in the third quarter, and now Jacksonville is up 28-16 as they're starting to run away with it. Ugh, man, my team was doing so good in the first quarter, and now they're starting to crap the bed. Ugh, not a good sign. All right, so 9:55 remain in the third quarter, like I said. So Baltimore returning it from 26 yards out to start from their 21. 1st and 10. Oh, a 9-yard sack. That's the 3rd sack in this game. Oh, no. So it's 2nd 19. Incomplete pass. On 3rd and 19, it was a 3-yard run. So now from the Baltimore 15, they're going to have to punt away on 4th and 16, which they do. This time the punt sails it, as it's now Jacksonville with the ball at the 28-yard line. So 1st and 10. A 7-yard run. On 2nd 3, it's a gain of 8 yards. 1st down, Jacksonville 43. 1st and 10, a run that went nowhere. All right, 2nd 10. Oh! A 57-yard touchdown pass from Jacksonville. 57 yards. The extra point is up. It's good. And now Jacksonville is just running away with this as they are now up 35-16. And something's going on with Photoshop. It's like not loading now. It's 6:31 remaining in... Why is it not loading? I don't know what's going on with Photoshop right now. It's not showing up for me. Let's try this out. But anyways, as I'm still trying to get it loaded up, Jacksonville's up 35-16 with 6:31 remaining in the third quarter. I don't know what's going on. Photoshop is still like tabbed out. It won't show up for me to edit the thumbnail. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to force it to crash. This is so ridiculous. That's pretty bad, Photoshop. You weren't crash or anything. You were perfectly fine in the background. Why won't you show up? Now I gotta wait for it to reload again. Freaking stupid. Wait. Oh, are you freaking kidding me? Apparently, Photoshop logged me out, and when I tried to log in, I tried to ignore the login thing, and it closed out everything. Yeah, thanks a lot, Photoshop. Really bad timing right now when I'm freaking filming a video. You know that? Oh my god. Why now? Why can't it be later? At a very non-important time right now. Why did you log me out for? Oh my god. Thank you. Text messages showing up at bad times, too. That is the code. Stop lying. That is the code. Oh my god. So I'm trying to log in. I shouldn't have to do this. It should never have logged me out in the first place. You need to know this was a very, very, very bad time for me. Don't do that again. Alright, I'm logged in. I'm still trying to find the file now so I can update Photoshop. Oh, and thank you for not remembering the stuff I was working on earlier. I really appreciate that. Alright, it should be right here. Finally. Alright. And also, I just realized I was putting them all in the wrong spot, too. So let me go fix that really quickly as well. Looks like I put the logos too in the wrong spot. I'm going to have to fix that later, but not right now. I'm too busy. Yeah, I think that's correct. For right now. There we go. Alright, so now accurate to the board right now. So anyways, like I said, Jacksonville just scored a touchdown. They're up 35-16 with 6:31 remaining in the fourth quarter. Alright, back to the game. As Baltimore got a 24-yard kickoff return to start off at their 19. So 1st and 10. It's a 12-yard pass. So it's now at the Baltimore 31. 1st and 10. A 6-yard pass on 2nd 4. A 16-yard run as now at the Jacksonville 47. 1st and 10, an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, it's a 10-yard pass now at the Jacksonville 37. 1st and 10, it's a 4-yard pass. 2nd 6, it's another 21-yard pass and they're now at the Jacksonville 12 in the red zone. 1st and 10. Touchdown Baltimore! And the extra point's good. So with 3:24 remaining in the third quarter, Baltimore finally scored a touchdown again, and now they're only down 35-23. Slowly maybe making a comeback. Alright, now 33-23 lead for Jacksonville. Alright, 3:24 remaining in the third quarter. And Jacksonville's going to touch back at their start off at their 25. 1st and 10, it's an incomplete pass. 2nd 10, a 4-yard run. 3rd 6, a 13-yard run as it's 1st and 10 at the Jacksonville 42. 1st and 10, a 12-yard pass as they're now at the Baltimore 46. 1st and 10, another 12-yard pass. 40 seconds remain in the third quarter as Jacksonville's in Baltimore 34. 1st and 10, an incomplete run, or no run whatsoever, no gain. 2nd 10, it's a 6-yard run as now 3rd and 4 at the Baltimore 28 as the fourth quarter is now underway as Jacksonville's up 35-23 with a visit to Indianapolis on the line. All right, 3rd and 4, and it's an 8-yard pass as they're now at the Baltimore 20. 1st and 10, it's an 8-yard run. 2nd 2, it's a gain of 1 yard. 3rd and 1, and they gained a 1 yard. It's now 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 10. 1st and 10, incomplete pass. 2nd 10, touchdown Jacksonville, a 10-yard run. The extra point's good, and with 12:14 remaining in the fourth quarter, Jacksonville continues to dominate in this game as they're up 42-23 now. I gotta gain 19 points now. Alright. So there we go. Start off at the Baltimore 28. 1st and 10. It's a 3-yard run. On 2nd 7. It's a 15-yard pass. Alright. Baltimore 46. 1st and 10. It's a 2-yard scramble. 2nd and 8. It's a 5-yard pass. So it's now 3rd and 3. And a complete pass of 16 yards. They're at the Jacksonville 31. 1st and 10. A 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8. It's a loss of a yard. So 3rd and 9. Complete a 14-yard pass. They're at the Jacksonville 16 with 8:41 remaining. 1st and 10. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. A 10-yard run. It's now first and goal at the Jacksonville 6. 1st and 6. Touchdown Baltimore! And the extra point's good. 7:54 remaining in the fourth quarter. And Jacksonville's only leading now 42-30. Baltimore's going to need 2 scores. I'm surprised they didn't go for the onside, a 2-point conversion, because that was really needed. Because they're down 12 points. They got to get a 2. Actually, no, maybe not a 2-pointer now. All right, but anyways, either way, what are they going to do now? They're going to onside kick it? No, they actually did a normal kickoff. That was dumb. All right, so Jacksonville returned it to their 25. So 1st and 10, an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, it was a 4-yard run. On 3rd and 6, and it's a loss. It's a 5-yard sack. Baltimore got their first sack, stopping Jacksonville with 6:19 remaining, and they punted away. And Baltimore returned it 43 yards to their 33-yard line. How about that? All right, 1st and 10. It's a 14-yard pass at the Baltimore 47. 1st and 10, a 9-yard run. 1-yard run. 2nd 9. A 2-yard run on 3rd 7, and it's a pass of 18 yards. They're at the Jacksonville 32 with 4:50 remaining. 1st and 10, a 5-yard run. 2nd 5, just a 1-yard run. 3rd and 4, and it's an incomplete pass. Oh no, it's 4th and 4 at the Jacksonville 26. What are they going to do? They're going for it, but they ran the ball, and they gained just 1 yard. Oh my God, team, what are you doing? That was stupid. And now Jacksonville has the ball left at their 25 with 3:58 remaining. Oh my God, Baltimore, that was so stupid. You should have passed it. Oh my God, that was dumb. All right, 1st and 10. They ran it and gained nothing. 2nd 10. Oh, it's a turnover! Another interception! Baltimore returned to 26 yards. They're at the Jacksonville 30 with 3:03 remaining. That was stupid on Jacksonville's part. So 3 minutes remain to try and make the comeback. 1st and 10. It's an 11-yard pass. 1st and 10 to Jacksonville 19. 1st and 10. Touchdown, Baltimore! And the extra point's good. Oh boy! 2:40 remaining in the game, and Baltimore's now only down 5 points. Jacksonville leads 42-37. Oh my goodness. Baltimore is on the verge of an upset. But now they got to make the onside kick recovery. Oh, they did it! And they recovered it! Baltimore recovered it! Baltimore's going to have the ball at the 42-yard line. Down 5 points with 2:38 remaining. Oh my goodness! All right, here we go. 1st and 10. A 3-yard pass. 2nd 7. Incomplete pass. Oh boy. 3rd and 7. A completed pass of 7 yards at the Jacksonville 48, but now it's 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go down 48 yards for the touchdown. 1st and 10. It was a 7-yard pass. 2nd free from the Jacksonville 41. It's a complete pass of 31 yards. Baltimore is at the Jacksonville 10. It's 1st and goal. 1 minute, 90 seconds remaining. 1st and 10. Touchdown, Baltimore! Touchdown, Baltimore! 43-42 with a minute 19 remaining. You can't be making this up. What a collapse by Jacksonville! As Baltimore's now up 43-42. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Oh my gosh. 43-42 with a minute 19 remaining. Could Jacksonville prevent this incredible debacle? Oh my gosh. Here we go. It's a touchback. So Jacksonville has to go downfield with a minute 17 remaining and get a field goal to win the game. Will they do it? 1st and 10. Oh, they completed an 18-yard pass. They're at the Jacksonville 43 now with a minute 3 remaining. 1st and 10. They completed a 23-yard pass. They're at the Baltimore 34. Oh no, my defense is choking. Oh boy, 43 seconds left. 1st and 10. They went for a 6-yard pass. It's now 2nd 4 at the Baltimore 28 with 24 seconds left. Are they considering going for a field goal soon now? Here we go. 2nd 4. They went for a field goal, and it was good. Oh, it was good. There's 17 seconds on the clock now, and Jacksonville leads 45-43. Oh, my God. You can't be kidding me. My defense crapped the bed at the worst time. Oh, damn it. There's still 17 seconds left. Here we go. Baltimore returned the ball 13 yards, which was a terrible idea. Now they're at the 25-yard line, and they have 5 seconds remaining to get a Hail Mary attempt. Here we go. 1st and 10. They complete a pass for 18 yards, but that's not going to be enough. Clock expires, and Jacksonville wins 45-43. Come on. We pulled off a comeback, and our defense blew a 1-point lead with a minute 17 remaining. You can't make this up. Oh, we lost 45-43. I can't believe it. Oh, damn it. But with that, Jacksonville moves on. They are going to the conference championship where they'll visit Indianapolis. The only team that Indianapolis lost to was Jacksonville. In Indy, too, if I may add. Could they do it again? Man, that's a little shaky, though, because they almost choked it right there against a team with a losing record. They had a 19-point lead, and they almost lost. All right. But there we go. Now I got to update the thing, as next up is Kansas City at Chicago, with the winner visiting Oakland. Oh, I'm so sad. I can't believe we made a 19-point comeback only to lose still. The pain and suffering of not having a defense. That's been the MO of my Baltimore Charm in this franchise. I would always have very good offenses, but never good defense. That was always my downfall. But anyways, you're going to have to give me a minute, people. I got to get the logos. I got to get the whole bug all updated before we can start. So, give me a little bit of time. And this time I'm going to put the logo in the correct box they're supposed to be in, since I didn't do it last time. All right, close that out. All right. And also, I got the logos in the wrong spots. I'm going to have to fix that in just a moment once I get their correct size. All right. All right, there we go. All right, I think I'm ready to go now. All right, so here we go. We're still getting the game itself ready up. God. Baltimore got 481 yards. Jacksonville 445. Man, Jacksonville's quarterback threw 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. My quarterback threw 4 touchdowns, 75% completion percentage, and we still lost. I just can't believe what just happened. My God, that was embarrassing. Alright, but anyway, nothing you could do about it. Oh, I just realized Baltimore actually didn't get the extra point. What if they went for the 2-point conversion, which means if they did convert it successfully, they would have tied up the game and went into overtime. I didn't realize that till just now. Oh well, nothing we can do about it. Alright, as we're still getting ready for Kansas City at Chicago, as this is the first time Kansas City's in the playoffs since 2018. And Chicago, of course, was in the championship last year but got destroyed by Indianapolis, even though they beat them in the regular season last year. But not this year. We'll see what happens this time around. Who will make it to Oakland next week? Alright. We're ready to go. Kansas City at Chicago with a visit to Oakland on the line. Ready now? So here we go. So Kansas, yeah, it looks like Kansas City is going to get the ball started off with, and they returned it 18 yards. So 1st and 10 or 26, and it's a 3-yard run on 2nd and 7. It's an incomplete pass on 3rd and 7. It's a run of 6 yards. Actually, it's a pass of 6 yards, but it's 4th and 1 at the Kansas City 35, and they punted away as Chicago returned it 4 yards. It's now 1st and 10 to Chicago 28, and it's a 3-yard pass. 2nd and 7. Oh, a turnover! Fumble! Kansas City recovered, and it returned it 13 yards. So now Kansas City has the ball at the Chicago 44. All right, 1st and 10. An incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. It's an 8-yard run. 3rd and 2. A gain of 1 yard. It's 4th and 1 at the Chicago 35. Are they going to go for it? They're going to go for the field goal. They go for the field goal, and it's good! 35 yards out. 10:49 remaining in the first quarter, and Kansas City's now up 3-0. I can see this game. It's weird. The Western Conference was mostly defense. Like I think 2/3 of the Western Conference had elite defenses. Their offense that were crap, and we're seeing it right here so far as defense got the first score on the board. All right, so Chicago touchbacks. They're starting off at their 25. 1st and 10. It's a 1-yard run. 2nd and 9. It's a 1-yard run again. 3rd and 8. And another run of 3 yards. They gain 5 yards of just nothing but runs. So they're going to punt it away. Oh, Kansas City has a huge return. They returned it 42 yards to the Chicago 29. Oh, boy. Already in Chicago territory to start off with. 1st and 10. An incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. A 3-yard run. 3rd and 7, and another 3-yard run. It's 4th and 4 to Chicago 23. They're going to go for a field goal. They do. It's up, and it's good! 7:30 left in the first quarter, and Kansas City now leads 6-0 as they're honestly kind of dominating Chicago at the moment. Oh, boy. Chicago got swept by Kansas City, too, this year, remember. All right, so Chicago is actually going to start at the Chicago 40. Wow, big turn right there, start off with. All right, so 1st and 10, a 3-yard run. 2nd 7, a run of 7 yards. 1st down to Chicago, now at midfield. 1st and 10, a run that went nowhere. 2nd 10, a run of 9 yards. It's 3rd and 1 now. 3rd and 1, and it's a run of 6 yards. Chicago, I think, has only run the ball, no passing yet. And it's now 1st and 10 to Kansas City 35. 1st and 10, and here we go. Finally, a pass of 5 yards. 2nd and 5, and it's a run of 4 yards. It's 3rd and 1, and they got stuffed, and they lost a yard. It's 4th and 2 at the Kansas City 27. Are they going to go for it? They're going to go for the field goal. Oh, they go for it. It's a pass, incomplete for 11 yards. 1st down, as Chicago is now at the Kansas City 16. 1st and 10, and it's a 3-yard run. All right, 2nd and 7, it's another run of 3 yards. 3rd and 4, and it's an incomplete pass. 4th and 4 to Kansas City 10. Are they going to go for it again, or are they going to go for the field goal? Field goal, up and good. 2:18 remaining in the first quarter, and Kansas City now leads 6-3. Man, Chicago, that was really ballsy for them to go on 4th and 2, and they converted for a big gain, too. Impressive. But only got a field goal out of it. All right, here we go. Next drive. Kansas City returned the ball 32 yards to start off at their 27. 1st and 10, an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, a pass of 11 yards, 1st down at the Kansas City 38. 1st and 10, and it's an incomplete. Oh, it's a complete pass of 17 yards as they're now in the Chicago 45. 1st and 10, incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, a pass of 12 yards, and they're out the Chicago 33 as that wraps up the first quarter as Kansas City is up 6-3. All right, 1st and 10, and it's a pass of 14 yards, and they're out the Chicago 19 into the red zone now. 1st and 10, and a gain of 11 yards. It's now 1st and goal at the Chicago 8. All right, 1st and 10, 1st and 8, touchdown, Kansas City. Extra point is up, it's good, and now Kansas City leads 13-3 as they look largely in control of this game right now. Then again, my charm looked control early on in the game, but then we saw what happened there. Anything can go still. All right, so Chicago is going to return 24 yards to start at their 19. 1st and 10, and they lost 2 yards on a run. So now 2nd and 12, and an incomplete pass. 3rd and 12, and another incomplete pass, so they lost yards on that drive. So they now punt it away, as Kansas City is going to return it for 40. No 47-yard return. It was just an out-of-bounds punt. But they are going to start at their 36. 1st and 10, and it's a 4-yard run. 2nd and 6, it's another 4-yard run. It's 3rd and 2, and they go for a pass, and it was incomplete. They're at midfield, they're going to try anything. And nope, it's just a touchback punt. So Chicago at their 20, 1st and 10, and they lost yards on another run. A 1-yard loss, 2nd and 11. They go for a pass, and it's 6 yards. 3rd and 5, another pass, but it was for 3 yards. It's 4th and 2 at their 28. And they're going to punt it again. Kansas City returned it 13 yards as they're now at the Chicago 48. All right, 1st and 10. A pass of 12 yards and 1st down at the Chicago 36. All right, 1st and 10. A 4-yard run. 2nd and 6. A pass of 16 yards. Kansas City's now at the Chicago 16. 1st and 10. An incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. And it's a pass of 11 yards. Kansas City's 1st and goal at the Chicago 5. 1st and goal. Touchdown, Kansas City on a run. Extra points up and good. And now Kansas City is leading 20-3 with, as I update this, with 7:25 remaining in the second. Oh my goodness, they're spanking right now. They are just in control right now. All right, touchback for Chicago as they're starting for their 25. 1st and 10, an 8-yard pass. 2nd and 2, a 1-yard run. 3rd and 1, and it was a run that went, no, it was a pass that was incomplete. 4th and 1 at their 34. They're going for it. They do! And they call it 39-yard. Oh, no. It was a punt. Okay, it was a punt. It looked like it said pass for a moment, so no, it was a 39-yard punt. Never mind. They punt it back to Kansas City, who's starting for their 27. All right, 1st and 10. A 5-yard run. 2nd and 5. It was a run. No, pass that went incomplete. 3rd and 5. And another pass that was incomplete. All right, so nothing there. They're going to punt the ball away. But Chicago's going to start off at their 40-yard line. Good return they needed right there. 1st and 10, and it's a 3-yard run. 2nd and 7, it's an incomplete pass. 3rd and 7, it's a 3-yard run. It's 4th and 4 at the near midfield. Are they going to go for it again like they did earlier? Nope, they're going to punt it away into touchback. Kansas City now at their 20. 1st and 10, incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, oh, a 10-yard pass. It's now at the Kansas City 30. 1st and 10, incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, another incomplete pass. 3rd and 10, another incomplete pass again. All right, now they're going to punt it away. Oh, Chicago returned it to their 47-yard line. Good return for them with 2:11 remaining. 1st and 10, incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, a 1-yard loss. 3rd and 11, A complete pass of 6 yards. It's now at the Kansas City 40 on 4th and 5. What are they going to do? They're going to punt it away. All right, where Kansas City going to do with a minute 19 remaining? 1st and 10. Oh, an 18-yard pass, and they're at the 38. 1st and 10, incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Oh, it's a deflected pass, picked off, and Chicago's going to take it 47 yards for a pick 6. Oh my goodness, Chicago's defense showed up, and the extra point's good. Our first defensive score in the playoffs, and with that, oh my goodness, what a turnaround. That was huge for Chicago. And with 32 seconds left, Kansas City's only up 20-10 now. Oh boy, could that be a momentum changer. All right, Kansas City's going to start off the ball. They have 1 second remaining. They're at the 19. What are they going to do? They're going to run it and gain 7 yards to wrap up the first half as they're up 20-10. But man, you got to wonder, because I think Chicago's going to start off with the ball. Could that pick 6 be a momentum changer? We're going to find out. Here we go. Chicago is going to start with the ball at the 25-yard line. All right, 1st and 10. And no gain on that run. 2nd and 10. And they ran again for no gain. 3rd and 10. They ran for 2 yards. Well, that was a bad start there. All right, they're going to punt it away. Kansas City's going to start for the 36. 1st and 10. A 2-yard run. 2nd and 8. And they lost 3 yards on a run. 3rd and 11. And they gained 2 yards. So it's 4th and 9 at their 37. And they're going to punt it away. Chicago's now going to start their 24-yard line. 1st and 10. And they ran again for nothing. 2nd and 10. They ran for 4 yards. 3rd and 6. And they complete a 19-yard pass. They're now at the Chicago 47. 1st and 10. A 5-yard pass. 2nd 5. A 4-yard run. It's now 3rd and 1. Are they going to go and get the conversion? And they will on a 5-yard run. It's now 1st and 10 to Kansas City 39. 1st and 10. A 3-yard run. 2nd 7. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 7. An incomplete pass. It's now 4th and 7 to Kansas City 36. What are they going to do? They're going to punt it away instead. All right, so now Kansas City starting at their 20. 1st and 10, an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, a gain of 1 yard. 3rd and 9, and they gain a 26-yard pass as they're now at the Kansas City 47. Oh boy. All right, 1st and 10, and it was a sack of a 9-yard loss. It was then fumbled by Chicago. Wait. Oh! It was a 9-yard sack. It was fumbled, and Kansas City recovered, and they ran for 31 yards as they're now 1st and 10 to Chicago 31. Oh my goodness, that took a while to read to understand what was going on. Holy crap. So it's now 1st and 10 at the Chicago 31. An incomplete pass. 2nd 10. And a pass of 17 yards. They're at the Chicago 14. 1st and 10. Oh, an 11-yard pass. It's 1st and goal. Chicago free. Here we go. Oh! Turnover, intercepted! Huge defensive play for Chicago. Touchback, so now Chicago has the ball at their 20. Oh boy, huge interception right there for Chicago to save the game. Oh jeez. So it's now 1st and 10, a 1-yard run. 2nd and 9. And they lost yards. They need to start passing instead of running. 3rd and 10. Oh, a pass of 16 yards. It's now at the Chicago 36. 1st and 10. And they ran for nothing. 2nd and 10. They ran, it was an incomplete pass. 3rd and 10, and they passed again, and it was incomplete as their offense is just trash in this game. All right, they're going to punt the ball away. Kansas City returned it to the 27. 1st and 10. Oh, a 22-yard run as they're now at midfield. 1st and 10. And another 11-yard pass. They're at the Chicago 40. 1st and 10. And another 12-yard run. It's now at the Chicago 28. 1st and 10. And it's an 8-yard pass, as it's now 2nd 2 at the Chicago 20 with the 3rd quarter over as Kansas City's still leading 20-10. All right, could they put the dagger in now? 2nd 2. And they lost yards, an 8-yard sack. Oh boy, a big play for Chicago's defense. All right, 3rd and 10. Oh! It's a fumble! Chicago recovered. They returned it 24 yards. Oh my god, their defense showed up again. Chicago has the ball at their 46-yard line. Oh, what a turnover. Oh my goodness, their defense is bailing Chicago out so badly, but they're still not winning because their offense sucks. All right, 1st and 10. Incomplete pass. 2nd 10. They passed for 7 yards. 3rd and 3. And it's an 8-yard loss on a sack. Oh boy. It's 4th and 11. What are they going to do? They're going to punt it away. Kansas City returned it to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10. A 1-yard run. Oh, a 1-yard pass. second and 9. And a pass of 21 yards as they're at the Chicago 40. Oh boy. Alright, first and 10. And a 13-yard pass. Kansas City is now at the Chicago 27. First and 10, a 2-yard run. Second and 8, it's an incomplete pass. Third and 8, and another pass of incomplete yards. Alright, it's 4th and 8 at the 25-yard. Are they going to go for the field goal? And they do. It's up, and it's good. Finally, a score. As 9:43 remaining in the game, Kansas City's now up 23-10. And if it wasn't for the Chicago's defense, my goodness, this game would probably be like 40-3 or something like that. That's how much the Chicago's defense is saving them. But now their offense needs to start doing their job. They haven't done anything recently. The only thing they got was a field goal. That was it. All right, Chicago got the ball, and they're starting off at their 21-yard line. First and 10, and a 6-yard pass. Second 4, and incomplete pass. Third and 4, and it's a pass of 10 yards. And they're now at the 37. First and 10, and another 18-yard pass, and they're at the Kansas City 40. There we go. Finally some offense. First and 10, and another 12-yard pass, as they're now at the Kansas City 40, as being 33, as they're now starting to get some yards. First and 10, a 3-yard pass. Second 7, a 2-yard run. It's now third and 5. Oh, a complete pass of 19 yards. It's now first and goal at the Kansas City 9. Here we go, first and goal. And it's a 4-yard run. Second and goal. Touchdown! Oh, it was a complete pass of 2 yards. Fumbled it. Chicago picked it up and took it in for the touchdown. And the extra point's good. Oh, boy, just like that. With 6:07 remaining, Kansas City's only up 23-17. Oh, boy. Now you got to wonder if Kansas City's going to start blowing their opportunities because Chicago's defense saved the game pretty much. But they've still got plenty of football left still to go. As Kansas City's going to return it 27 yards. They're at their 28 with 5:56 remaining. First and 10. Oh! It's a pick six! 34 yards! And Chicago's defense stuns everyone! They showed up again with a pick six! And they're now up 24-23. Oh my goodness! That's like 5 turnovers Chicago's caused, and almost all they're scored. Oh, missed that right there. All they're scoring has been their defense. Oh my god, just like that. With 5:56 remaining, Chicago's now leading 24-23. What are we seeing here? It's all defense, defense. Yeah, that's me. It's beautiful too, isn't it, people? Alright, Kansas City now down for the first time in this game. They're at the 12-yard line. First and 10. Incomplete pass. Second 10. Complete a pass of 10 yards. They're now at the 22-yard line. First and 10. And they ran for 3 yards. Second 7. And incomplete pass. Third and 7. And they ran for 5 yards. It's 4th and 2. What are they going to do? They're going to punt it away. And Chicago returned at 22 yards. They're at the midfield. That's a huge return for Chicago. All right, 3:58 remain. First and 10. And they're going for a run, gain 2 yards. Second and 8. Oh! It's a fumble! And Kansas City recovered! Kansas City recovered a fumble as they have first and 10 at midfield with 2:28 remaining. Oh my goodness! Oh, could this determine the game? Oh boy, first and 10. Incomplete pass. Second 10. Incomplete pass. Third and 10. Another incomplete pass! They didn't get anything going. It's 2:04 remaining. First and 10 at the Kansas City 48. What are they going to do? They went for it, and they lost a yard! Chicago has the ball back! With a minute 59 remaining at the Kansas City 47, could they ice it? First and 10. I think they're kneeling it. They lost a yard. Second 11, yeah, they're kneeling it. As third and 12, they kneeled it, and with that, Chicago's defense stuns everyone as they pulled off the win, 24-23. Oh my god! Their defense won the game as their quarterback threw 168 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Kansas City's quarterback, 18 of 44 for 200 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. It was all their running game that did the work. Oh my goodness. Chicago finally beat Kansas City this season, and it was all thanks to their defense. Just think, if it wasn't for their defense, Kansas City would have won like 47-10 maybe, 47-10 or something crazy like that. You had 2 pick sixes, a fumble, and then another fumble they were about to score, another interception they were about to score. So yeah, Instead of being a complete dominating Kansas City victory thanks to Chicago's defense, it was a 1-point victory for them. That's how much their defense swung it. Oh my goodness. That game was so there for Kansas City, and their offense couldn't do anything against that defense of Chicago. Wow. What a game that was. It was so beautiful seeing defense win games. Alright, but with that, Chicago is now moving on to Oakland. So now, it's now set. The conference championship games. Indianapolis hosting Jacksonville to start off with. And then it will be Chicago at Oakland. Whoever wins will move on to the championship. And also, by the way, this game coming up, first up will be Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Whoever wins this game is going to host the championship, as they both have the better record than whoever's in the Eastern Conference. Alright, so give me a bit to update the thing now. Man, what a beautiful game that was. I enjoyed every moment of it. Alright. Just getting Indianapolis and Jacksonville's logo. I had to delete Jacksonville's logo because it was the incorrect size earlier. Oh boy. Indianapolis, one of the best, no, the best team in DCFL history. They've won every single title in the league's history, and they won through domination. They've dominated every single year. They have like a 400-point differential, which is better than anyone in real life NFL. But there's one team this year that kept them from going undefeated, and that, of course, was Jacksonville, who went down to Indy in week 13, I think it was, and beat them. Could Jacksonville do it again, or will Indianapolis get the revenge as they're one game away from the championship? And who knows, this might be the actual main challenge of Indianapolis in the playoffs, is Jacksonville. We'll be seeing in a moment as, let's see, there we go. Alright, here we go. Eastern Conference Championship, Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Here we go. As looks like Jacksonville's going to start off at the 25. First and 10, an incomplete pass. Second and 10, a gain of 4 yards on a run. It's third and 6, and it was an incomplete pass. All right, now we're going to punt away to Indianapolis, who's going to start for their 25. First and 10. It was a 26-yard run. Now at the Jacksonville 49. First and 10. And it was an 8-yard run. It's now second and 2. And another first down on a 4-yard run. They're now at the Jacksonville 37. First and 10. And it was a 4-yard run. Second 6. And another run of 5 yards. It's now third and 1. Oh, they were stuffed. No gain on a run. It's 4th and 1 to Jacksonville 28. What are they going to do? And they go for the field goal, but it was blocked by Jacksonville. Jacksonville blocked it. Oh my goodness, what a special teams turnover there. Holy cow. A blocked field goal. All right, so it's now first and 10 to Jacksonville 28 for Jacksonville. First and 10, and it was a run that went nowhere. Second and 10, and it was a run that gained 5 yards. Third and 5, and it was a run of 9 yards. First down to Jacksonville 42. All right, first and 10, it was a run of 3 yards. Second 7, it was a gain of 1 yard. Third and 6, and it was a run of 4 yards. It's 4th and 2 at midfield. And they're going to punt it away, touchback, Indianapolis. Start off at their 20. First and 10, and it was a 14-yard run. First and 10 to 34. And it was a pass of 19 yards. It was a scramble, 19 yards. It's now at the Jacksonville 47, first and 10. It was a run of 4 yards. Second 6, a gain of 5 yards. Third and 1, and they gained a 7-yard run. It's now first and 10 at the Jacksonville 31. First and 10, and it was a pass of 13 yards. First and 10 at the Jacksonville 18, and it was an incomplete pass. Second and 10, it was a pass of 4 yards. It's now third and 6 at the Jacksonville 14, and it's incomplete. Jacksonville's defense showed up again at the most important times. All right, it's 4th and 6 at the Jacksonville 14. Indianapolis is going to go for the field goal, and this time it's up, and it's good. So, 3:01 remaining. Indianapolis leads 3-0. Man, so far, Jacksonville's defense is playing pretty solid so far. They got a blocked field goal. They didn't allow any touchdowns so far in 2 drives in. That's still good. We'll see if that blocked field goal could maybe be like a foreshadowing. All right, here we go for next play. So Jacksonville's going to start off at their 18. First and 10. And it was an incomplete pass. Second and 10. And another pass that was incomplete. Third and 10. And it was a run of 7 yards. So it's 4th and 3 at their 25-yard line. And they're going to punt it away. But Indianapolis returned it 18 yards as they're going to start off at the Jacksonville 44. Oh my goodness, that's bad. All right, first and 10. And it was a pass of 6 yards. Second 4. And it was a 16-yard pass. They're now at the Jacksonville 22. First and 10. Touchdown! 22-yard pass. Extra points good. 49 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And Indianapolis is now up 10-0. All right, their offense finally had a good drive that time. Thanks to that good start on the 44-yard line. All right, Jacksonville returned the ball 31 yards as they're going to start at the 38. First and 10, and it was a 4-yard run. On second 6, it was a pass of 11 yards. First down at the Indianapolis 47 as we're now at the now going into the second quarter. Indianapolis up 10-0. All right, first and 10, and it was an 8-yard pass. Second 2, and it was a run of 4 yards. It's now first down at the Indianapolis 35. First and 10, and it's a run of 5 yards. Second 5, it's a pass of 19 yards. It's first and 10 at the Indianapolis 11. First and 10, incomplete pass. Second 10, another incomplete pass. It's now third and 10, and it's another incomplete pass. Indianapolis' defense showed up. So it's 4th and 10 or 11. They're going to go for the field goal, and it's good. So 13:03 remaining in the second quarter. Jacksonville got a field goal. Indianapolis only leads now 10-3. So far, it still feels like a defensive struggle in this game usually. These are the two best offense in the league, and it's mostly their defense doing the work. All right. So here we go now. Indianapolis, huge return as they're going to start off at their 40. Oh boy. All right, first and 10, and a 7-yard run. Second 3, and a 17-yard pass is they're now at Indianapolis and Jacksonville's 36. First and 10, and a 16-yard pass as they're now at the Jacksonville 20. First and 10, incomplete pass. Second 10. Oh, a 17-yard run. It's now first and goal at the Jacksonville 3. First and 3, touchdown! A 3-yard pass. Extra points up and good. And now Indianapolis leads 17-3 with 10:22 remaining in the second quarter. Oh boy. Now it's starting to run away for Indy maybe. Jacksonville's going to need to start getting something going now. And they're going to start off with a 21-yard return. They're at their 20. First and 10, a 3-yard run. Second 7, a 2-yard run. Third and 5, and a 13-yard pass that are out to Jacksonville 38. First and 10, and it's a 1-yard run. Second and 9, and it's a pass of 5 yards. Third and 4, and it's a run of 2 yards. It's now 4th and 2 at the Jacksonville 46, and they're going to punt it away. Indy starting off at their 19. First and 10, and a 9-yard run. Second 1, and a 5-yard run. First down, Indy at the 33. First and 10, and it's an incomplete pass. Second and 10, and it's a 4-yard run. It's now third and 6, and they ran again, but it's 4th and 1 at the 42-yard line. And they punted it away instead of going for it. Jacksonville's got the ball starting off at their 20. First and 10, and a 3-yard run. All right, second 7, and a 12-yard pass is now at the Jacksonville 35. First and 10, and it's a 4-yard run. Second 6, and it's a 5-yard run. No pass. So it's now third and 1, and they got a 12-yard pass. First down at the Indianapolis 44 as we have a minute 57 remaining. First and 10, incomplete pass. Second and 10, incomplete pass again. Third and 10, and a first down pass of 15 yards. 1 minute remaining at the Indianapolis 29. First and 10, incomplete pass. Second 10, touchdown! Jacksonville got a 29-yard touchdown pass. No run. Extra points good, and with 44 seconds remaining, Jacksonville cuts the deficit, and they're now down 17-10. So far, this has been an actually defensive scoring game. Which is good for Jacksonville, but they're still losing right now. So let's see what Indianapolis has with 44 seconds remaining. Touchback. So they have 40 seconds left at their 25-yard line. First and 10. They're going to run it. 6 seconds remaining. Second and 7. And they're going to do a pass of 16 yards. First down. But that's going to wrap up the second quarter. Going into halftime, Indianapolis is up 17-10. All right, so now Indianapolis, I think, is going to start off with the ball. Yep, they are. First and 10 at their 25-yard line. An 11-yard run. So it's now first and 10 at the Indy 36. First and 10, incomplete pass. Second and 10, it's an 11-yard pass and they're out the Indianapolis 47. First and 10, and it's a run of 14 yards as they're in Jacksonville territory. First and 10 at the Jacksonville 39. First and 10, incomplete pass. Second 10, a 13-yard pass and they're now at the Jacksonville 26. First and 10, a 3-yard run. Second 7, a 4-yard run. It's third and 3, and a 4-yard run. It's now first and 10 to Jacksonville 15. First and 10, touchdown, Indianapolis. A 15-yard run. Actually, it was a pass of 15 yards, touchdown, extra point up and good. And now Indianapolis leads 24-10. Again, still kind of a low-scoring game. So it feels like Jacksonville's defense is doing some good jobs, but it's not enough since their offense is not doing enough yet. Their defense is actually doing a solid job against a really #1 offense like of all time, but it's not enough still. Their offense got to start getting something. So 29-yard return, Jacksonville's at their 24-yard line. First and 10, and it's an incomplete pass. Second and 10, an incomplete pass again. Third and 10, oh my God, 3 and out. Another incomplete pass. That is not what they needed right there. And they are going to punt away, but a good return for Indy as they're going to start at their 45-yard line. All right, first and 10, and it's a 1-yard run. Second 9, a 5-yard run. Third and 4, and they got stuffed on a 8-yard sack, so Jacksonville's defense showed up. Fourth and 12 at the Indy 43-yard line. They're going to punt away. Jacksonville's going to start at their 16. First and 10, a 15-yard pass. First and 10, ow! Intercepted! No, fumble! Indianapolis recovered. And they got the ball now at the Jacksonville 47 with 6:31 remaining. The first turnover of the game. Big mistake there for Jacksonville. All right, it's first and 10, and it's a 9-yard pass. Second and 1, incomplete pass. Third and 1, a 12-yard pass, and now they're at the Jacksonville 26. First and 10, an 11-yard run. It's now first and 10 at the Jacksonville 15. First and 10, a 5-yard run. Second 5, an incomplete pass. On third and 5, another pass of 7 yards. It's now first and goal at the Jacksonville 3. First and goal. Touchdown, Indy! 3-yard run. Extra point was blocked! Oh, extra point's blocked. The special teams fucked up again. It was only 6 points this time. Big break for Jacksonville, but they are down 20 points. They need to get something going. All right, Indianapolis now up 30-10. All right, with 3:32 remaining. Oh my goodness! Jacksonville returned the kick 97 yards, and they're going to start off at the Indianapolis 8. It's first and goal. Touchdown! 1-yard run. And Jacksonville, 8-yard run. Jacksonville, just like that in 2 plays. Cut the deficit. Extra points good. And now with 2:50 remaining in the third, now Indy's only leading 30-17. Oh my goodness, Jacksonville needed a break and they got one. Oh my goodness. That was huge. All right. So now Indy's going to get the ball back and they returned it 36 yards at their 31. First and 10, a 12-yard pass at the 43-yard line. First and 10, and a 15-yard pass at the Jacksonville 42. First and 10, a 1-yard run. Second and 9, a 9-yard pass. As now first and 10 to Jacksonville 32. First and 10, a 6-yard run, and now we're in the fourth quarter. As Indy has the lead 30-17, it's now second 4 at the Jacksonville 26. And a throw a pass, but it was incomplete. Third and 4, a 16-yard pass. It's now first and goal at the Jacksonville 10. First and 10, incomplete run. A run went nowhere. Second 10, they went for run and gained nothing again. It's third and 10. And Jacksonville stopped them at 8-yard gain. It's 4th and 2. Does Indy go for the dagger or do they try to go for the field goal? And they go for the field goal. It's up and it's good. So 12:23 remaining. Indy's now up 33-17. Not looking good for Jacksonville, but for as good of an incredible opponent they're facing, it's still somewhat competitive. It's not out of the woods yet for them. All right. So they returned the punt to the 25-yard line. 12:08 remain. First and 10. They gain a 2-yard run. Second and 8. Incomplete pass. Third and 8. And a loss of 2 yards on a run. It's now 4th and 10. They're going to have to do something soon. And they just punted it away instead. And Indy got a good return as they're now at their 40. First and 10. And a 12-yard pass. It's now first and 10 to Jacksonville 48. and then they passed, and it was incomplete. 2nd and 10. A 15-yard run. It's now 1st and 10 to Jacksonville 33. 1st and 10, and a 12-yard pass. It's now 1st and 10 to Jacksonville 21. 1st and 10, incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Touchdown, Indy on a scramble. Extra points good. And with 8:32 remaining, Indy's now up 40-17. Pretty much stamping their spot in the championship, but there's still some time left as we saw. Remember when Baltimore made that comeback just last previous game against Jacksonville, so anything can happen still, so don't underestimate anyone yet. Since remember, Jacksonville is the only team that beat Indy still. Alright, so Jacksonville's going to return it at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, and a pass of 14 yards. 1st and 10, and it's a run that went for a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11, and an incomplete pass. It's now 3rd and 11, and an incomplete pass. Okay, Jacksonville, you got to start going for it now, unfortunately. You don't have a choice. Are they going to go for it? Oh! They went for it! Sack of 4 yards, and a fumble! Indy recovered! Oh my, what a disastrous play that was! As Indy has the ball at the Jacksonville 29-yard line with 6:57 remaining. 1st and 10, and a 10-yard run. So it's now 1st and 10 to Jacksonville 19. 1st and 10, a 3-yard pass. 2nd 7, touchdown Indy! On a 16-yard pass. 5:24 remain, and they now are up 47-17. As their defense showed up right there at a big moment with that sack and fumble. Alright, now Jacksonville's down 30 points with 5:24 remaining. And they returned to 21 yards to stop at the Jacksonville 37. Alright, nice return. So here we go. 1st and 10. 11-yard pass at the Jacksonville 48. 1st and 10. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. 22-yard pass are now at the Indy 30 with 4:33 remaining. Alright, 1st and 10. And they complete a 10-yard pass. It's now at the Indy 20. 1st and 10. A 4-yard pass. 2nd 6. An incomplete pass. 3rd and 6. And another incomplete pass. Well, you're going to have to go for it now. Here we go. 4th and 6. They're going for it. And they were 4 of 6. They completed a pass for 5 yards, so I think they're short. I think Indy's got it now with 3:37 remaining. We'll see. 1st and 10 at the Indy 11. No, I think Jacksonville converted still. Gain of 1 yard, but I'm still not sure. Does Indy have it or does Jacksonville have it? So it's 2nd 9. It's a run of 4 yards. Okay, Indianapolis have it. Yeah, it made sense, but you just couldn't tell because it wasn't very specific. 3rd and 5, and a pass of 22 yards as Indy has it at the 38-yard line of their territory with 2 minutes remaining. 1st and 10. Yep, and they're going to start kneeling. 2nd 11 and kneel, and that is going to do it. Indy dominates, destroys Jacksonville, 47-17. Jacksonville only had 283 yards, but they made it somewhat competitive against Indianapolis still. That's quite impressive. The fact that Indy's defense shut down Jacksonville, and Jacksonville still kept it competitive for most of the game, that's kind of a little concern for Indy. But they got the job done when it mattered. Alright. So Indy wins it 47-17. They are hosting the conference championship. But now, we gotta wait for their opponent, as Chicago is now going to visit Oakland. So now I gotta update all this. Man, it looked early on, maybe Jacksonville could make it competitive. It was competitive, but it just wasn't enough in the end. Good year, but once again, could not get past Indy. Alright. So, the wrong one. Oh, there's the logo. As our next game is Chicago at Oakland. Chicago was in the championship last year, but they have to go on the road now if they want to get this victory against Oakland. Oakland, I don't think Oakland ever made the championship. It was the first year. It was Indianapolis and Jacksonville, I think, because they were in separate conferences at the time. Indy won that. Then it was Indy and New York, and Indy barely won that. And then last year was Indy and Chicago, and Indy destroyed them. All right. Either it'll be a rematch of last year, or Oakland will make the championship for the first time ever. All right, here we go. This is going to probably be a defensive struggle once again. as it'll be Chicago at Oakland. Whoever wins will visit Indy in the championship. Alright, as we're still getting the game ready to go. Getting the teams ready. This will be interesting after Chicago's incredible comeback against Kansas City earlier. Because just like Kansas City, Chicago got swept by Oakland. So they're going to go up against a team they once again never beat this year. Alright, here we go. Let's see, is it set up on OBS? Yep. Alright, here we go. So Chicago's going to start off at their 25-yard line. 1st and 10, and a 3-yard run. 2nd 7, and a 12-yard pass now to Chicago 40. 1st and 10, and a 3-yard run. 2nd 7, incomplete, no, run of no yards. 3rd and 7, and they lost 2 yards on a run. It's now 4th and 9, and they're going to punt it away to Oakland. Starting off at their 19. 1st and 10, and a 1-yard run. 2nd 9, and a 4-yard run. It's now 3rd and 5, and an incomplete pass. So they both went 3 and out. They're going to punt away to Chicago, who's going to start off at the 42. A big return right there for them. 1st and 10, and a 5-yard run. 2nd 5, a 3-yard run. 3rd and 2, and a loss of 3 yards. They fumbled it, but the ball went out of bounds. Alright, so it's 4th and 5 at the Chicago 45. And they're going to punt away to Oakland, who returned to 23 yards. So now at the Oakland 34. 1st and 10, and a 1-yard run. 2nd 9, and incomplete pass. 3rd and 9, and a 10-yard pass. First down, Oakland at their 45. 1st and 10, and a complete pass of 10 yards again, as they're now at the Chicago 45. 1st and 10, and an incomplete pass. 2nd 10, a 4-yard run. 3rd and 6, and a loss of a yard on a run. It's now 4th and 7 to Chicago 42, and they're going to punt it away. So now Chicago starts at 20. 1st and 10, and it's a 19-yard pass as it's now at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10, and a 19-yard pass again as they're now in Oakland territory. 1st and 10 at the 42, and it's a 2-yard loss. 2nd 12, and it's a fumble recovered by Chicago, who turned it 18 yards. What a big return for them, as they're now at the Oakland 24. They recovered their own fumble to get a big gain. 1st and 10, incomplete, a run of no gain. 2nd 10, a gain of 4 yards on a run. It's 3rd and 6, and a pass of 6 yards, a run of 6 yards, I mean to say. And it's now 1st and 10, the Oakland 14. 1st and 10, and a loss of a yard. 2nd 11, a pass that was incomplete. It's now 3rd and 11, and a run of 8 yards, but it's 4th and 3 at the Oakland 7. Do they try it, or did they go for the field goal? They go for the field goal, up and good. 34 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and Chicago finally scores as they're up 3-0 now. Like I told you, it was going to be a defensive game, and so far I was correct. These are the top 2 defenses of the year. Yep, Indianapolis was not the number 1 defense. They were 3rd place by just a point behind Chicago. Oakland, the number 1 defense. Chicago was behind them by 5 points, and then Indy was right there by 1 point. 1 touchdown made the difference from Indy being number 1 offense to 3. That's crazy. All right. A 23-yard return for Oakland as they're at their 18-yard line with 25 seconds remaining. 1st and 10, and an incomplete pass on 2nd 10, a run of 2 yards. And that wraps up the first quarter as Oakland's up 3-0. All right, 3rd and 8, and it's a 1-yard run. So they're now going to punt it away. Chicago's going to start their 32. 1st and 10, a 2-yard run. 2nd and 8, a 1-yard run. 3rd and 7, and a loss of 2 yards, another 3 and out. So now they're going to punt the ball away to Oakland, who returned it to their 28-yard line. 1st and 10, a 1-yard run. 2nd 9, and a 11-yard pass, first down at the Oakland 40. 1st and 10, a 5-yard gain. 2nd 5, a 13-yard pass, and they're now in the Chicago territory at the 42. 1st and 10, a 2-yard run. 2nd 8, a 15-yard pass, there we go, as they're now at the Chicago 25. 1st and 10, and another pass of 13 yards. They're in the red zone now. 1st and 10 to Chicago 12. 1st and 10, touchdown! On a 12-yard pass, Oakland. Extra points up and good. And with 9:02 remaining in the second, Chicago now leads 7-3. Man, their offense really got some momentum on that drive. And now they lead. So here we go, 9:02 remaining. Chicago's going to start with their 15. 1st and 10, a 15-yard pass is now 1st and 10 to Chicago 30. 1st and 10, incomplete run, a run of no gain. 2nd and 10, and a 1-yard run. 3rd and 9, and a pass of 6 yards. It's 4th and 3 at the Chicago 37, and they're going to punt away as Oakland start for their 19. 1st and 10, an 8-yard run. 2nd 2, a 9-yard pass as it's now 1st and 10 to Oakland 36. 1st and 10, a 5-yard run. 2nd 5, a 14-yard pass as they're now at the Chicago 45. 1st and 10, a 4-yard run. On 2nd 6, it's a 2-yard run. 3rd and 4, and it's a 20-yard run. 20-yard pass is now 1st and 10 to Chicago 19. 1st and 10, a 10-yard run as now 1st and goal to Chicago 9. 1st and 10, a pass of incomplete. 2nd 9, a run of 1 yard. It's 3rd and 8, touchdown Oakland on an 8-yard pass. Extra points up and good. And with a minute and 47 remaining, Oakland now leads 14-3 as their offense now is starting to cook. Oh boy, Chicago needs to start getting something going. Their defense isn't showing up really yet. Alright, let's start off at their 25-yard line with a minute 44 remaining. 1st and 10, a 1-yard run. 2nd 9, and it's a 4-yard run. On 3rd and 5, they passed, but it was incomplete. There's 18 seconds left. They're going to punt away. Oakland's going to start at the 36-yard line. 1st and 10, they scrambled for 3 yards. They fumbled it, but the ball went out of bounds again. That's the second time I think that's happened to Oakland in this game. No, it happened for both teams, I think, now. They got lucky, so that's going to wrap up the time. Halftime now, as Oakland's now up 14-3, and I think they're going to get the ball starting off, don't they? Yeah, I think they do. At the 42, a big return. Alright, 1st and 10. An 8-yard pass. So, 2nd 2. They went for a run that gained a yard. 3rd and 1, and a pass of 9 yards. First down, Oakland at the Chicago 42. 1st and 10. A 17-yard pass. It's now 1st and 10 to Chicago 25. Here we go, 1st and 10, and a run a pass of 9 yards. It's 2nd 1, and a scramble of 7 yards. It's 1st and goal to Chicago 9 again. 1st and goal, incomplete pass. 2nd goal, a pass of 7 yards. It's 3rd and 2 now to Chicago 2. Here we go, 3rd and 2, touchdown Chicago on a 2-yard, Oakland on a 2-yard run. Extra points up and good. And now Oakland's leading 21-3 as they're starting to run away with it. Chicago's defense needs to start showing up because they're not doing anything yet in this game. Both teams their entire team's struggling badly. Alright, so they're starting off at their 25-yard line with 10:37 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10, a 1-yard run. 2nd 9, an incomplete pass. 3rd and 9, and a 8-yard run. It's 4th and 1 at the 34, and they're going to punt away. Terrible punt, though, for Chicago as Oakland starting off at their 42. 1st and 10, a 7-yard run. 2nd 3, a 7-yard run again. It's now 1st and 10 to Chicago 44. 1st and 10, a 1-yard run. 2nd 9, a 9-yard pass. It's now 1st and 10 at the Chicago 34. 1st and 10, a 7-yard run. 2nd 3, a 2-yard run. It's 3rd and 1, and they stuffed. They couldn't get the first down. It's 4th and 1 at the 25-yard line, and they're just going to punt away. I'm surprised they didn't go for a field goal even, or even at least try it, but they didn't even go for the field goal. All right, so Chicago's now starting to 20. 1st and 10, a 2-yard run. It's now 2nd 8, and a 10-yard pass at the 32-yard line. 1st and 10, an incomplete pass. 2nd 10, a 5-yard run. It's now 3rd and 5, and they ran for 3 yards. It's now 4th and 2 at the Chicago 40. And they punt away, and Oakland had a good return to the 39-yard line. So, 1st and 10, incomplete pass. 2nd 10, a 3-yard run. It's now 3rd and 7, and a 12-yard pass to convert the first downs. They're now at the Chicago 46. 1st and 10, a 3-yard run. On 2nd and 7, a 3-yard run. On 3rd and 4, there we go! 4-yard pass. It's now 1st and 10 to Chicago 36. And we're now in the 4th quarter as Oakland's up 21-3. One more 15 minutes away from making their first championship appearance, at least. Alright, 1st and 10, and it's a 6-yard run. 2nd 4, and it's a 6-yard pass. First down, Chicago 24. 1st and 10. A 17-yard pass. It's now 1st and goal at the Chicago 7. Here we go. Touchdown, Oakland, on a 7-yard touchdown pass. Extra points up and good. And now Oakland is now up 28-3 as they're destroying and obliterating Chicago. Their offense isn't doing anything. Their defense isn't doing anything like it did last week. Remember they went downfield and got a field goal in the first play and they got outscored 28 points since. All right, it's touchback, 13:03 remaining. 1st and 10, a 1-yard loss on a run. 2nd 11, a 7-yard run. 3rd and 4, they ran again for 3 yards and it's 4th and 1. And they go for it. And they complete a 4-yard pass. Just what they needed to keep the drive going. 1st and 10 to Chicago 38, an 8-yard run. 2nd and 2, and run of no gain. 3rd and 2, and they pass, but it's incomplete. Well, they did earlier. They have to do it again. 4th and 2, and they go for it again, and they converted a 5-yard run. 2 4th down conversions they got. But they just start passing instead of running. 1st and 10, and they ran for 4 yards. 2nd and 6, they passed, but it's incomplete. 3rd and 6, they ran again, but they passed again, but it's incomplete. All right, 4th and 6, what are they going to do? They're going to go for it for a 3rd time. They go for it, and they get it again! A 10-yard pass, 3 of 3 on 4th downs. But it's 8:20 remaining in the game. They need to start scoring. 1st and 10, a pass of 9 yards. 2nd and 1, an incomplete pass. 3rd and 1, they complete a pass for 1 yard, so it's now 1st and 10 at the Oakland 25. 1st and 10, a 7-yard sack. Oh boy. 2nd 17, an incomplete pass. 3rd and 17, and another incomplete pass. Well, here we go. 4th and 17, try number 4 most likely. They go for it, but they only got 12 yards on the pass. Turnover. Oakland has the ball back with 6:39 remaining at their 20. 1st and 10, and a 5-yard run. 2nd 5, a 1st down run. 1st and 10, the Oakland 30 now. 1st and 10, a 3-yard run. 2nd 7, a run that went nowhere. 3rd and 7, and they gained 1 yard. All right, they're going to punt the ball away. Chicago got a good return to their 37 with 3:12 remaining. 1st and 10, they go for a run, and it's for 4 yards. 2nd 4 or whatever, they go for a pass of 14 yards. They're now at the Oakland 45. All right, 1st and 10, they go for a pass, and it was complete for 4 yards. 2nd 6, they go for a pass, but it was incomplete. 3rd and 6, they go for a pass, 12 yards complete. It's at the Oakland 29 now, but they have 2 minutes remaining. 1st and 10, they go for a pass, and they complete for 15 yards. It's now 1st and 10 at the Oakland 14. 1st and 10, and they suffered a 7-yard loss on a sack. Oh boy. 2nd 17, they complete a pass of 15 yards. It's 3rd and 2 at the Oakland 6. Touchdown, Chicago! Extra points up on a 6-yard pass, and it's good. And with 53 seconds remaining, Chicago finally got an offensive touchdown. But they now got to somehow score 18 points in 53 seconds. Good luck with that. That's what I'll say. Good luck with that. All right. So they got to go for the onside kick. And it was recovered by Oakland. 48 seconds remaining. Yep, and they're going to knee it out. There we go. And that's going to wrap it up here. Oakland destroyed Chicago as their offense couldn't do anything. Oakland's offense, their quarterback was 20 of 27, 212 yards and 3 touchdowns. Oakland did a really good job offensively, and their defense showed up big time. My goodness. Dominating victory, and with that, Oakland is in the championship for the first time ever. But, oh boy, they're going to have a tough challenge coming up. Indianapolis. So now we're ready to go for the championship. Oakland at Indianapolis. Will Indy perform the quad trifecta, I guess? Get all 4 championships, get their 4th title in a row, and get all 4 titles in DCFL? Or will Oakland pull off the upset and get 1 title, be the only non-Indy team to get it? We're about to find out in just a moment. As we are ready to go in just a moment. Like I said, gotta get the game all set up still. Oh boy. It'll be either Indy's 4th title, and they'll have every single title, or this will be Oakland pulling off the huge upset to get their 1st title, and the final title, the only one to spoil Indy's, getting all 4. We're going to find out in just a moment. Alright. Here we go. The game is now underway. Oakland, Indy. And Oakland is going to start off with the ball for a championship. 1st and 10th or 18. And it's already an intercepted pass as Indy has it at the Oakland 38. Oh, bad omen to start off with. First play, and it's intercepted. All right, 1st and 10. Indy passed for 11 yards. Or a run of 11 yards. 1st and 10 at the Oakland 27. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. A scramble of 6 yards. It's now 3rd and 4. And a run of 11 yards. In Indy's at the Oakland 10 with 1st and 10. And they ran for 4 yards. 2nd 6. It's a 5-yard run. It's now 3rd and 1 at the Oakland 1. Touchdown on a 1-yard run. 11:35 remaining in the first quarter, and Indy's now up 7-0. That was a terrible, awful start for Oakland. Like the worst start possible. So, oh boy, they better fix themselves right, because this is going to be a blown opportunity. All right, so it's going to start with the 25 again. 1st and 10, and a 15-yard pass at the Oakland 40. 1st and 10, and they do a 7-yard pass. 2nd free, and it's another 3-yard run. 1st down at midfield. 1st and 10, incomplete pass. 2nd 10, and a run of 7 yards. 3rd and 3, and they lost a yard on a run. 4th and 4 at the Indy 44, and they punted away. Indy started with their 22, 1st and 10, and they gained 4 yards. 2nd 6, they go for a run, and they gained 1 yard. 3rd and 5, they run again, and they only gain 2 yards. 4th and 3 at their 29-yard line, and they punted away. And Oakland had a good return as they're now 1st and 10 at the Oakland 47. Indy 47. Oh boy. Indy territory to start off with. That's what they needed. All right, 1st and 10. They gained 4 yards. 2nd 6. A pass of 18 yards. 1st down at the Indy 25. 1st and 10. A gain of 3 yards. 2nd 7. And a pass of 5 yards. It's 3rd and 2 now. 3rd and 2. And another run of 2 yards. It's 1st and 10 at the Indy 15. Oh boy. 1st and 10. And a 1-yard loss. 2nd 11. And an incomplete pass. It's now 3rd and 11. And it's intercepted! Oh, a big play by Indy's defense, who returned it 17 yards. It's now 1st and 10 to Indy 23. A big turnover Indy needed right there. Man. Oh boy. All right, now 1st and 10 for Indy. And a 3-yard run. 2nd and 7. And a 11-yard pass. 1st and 10. And it's a 5-yard run. 2nd 5, and a 14-yard pass. Indy's now at the Oakland 44. 1st and 10, and a 27-yard fumble recovery they got, and they took it 27 yards at the Oakland 15. Oh my God, Oakland's defense almost pulled a turnover right there, but Indy got bailed out. 1st and 10, a 7-yard run, and it's now 2nd free at the Oakland 8 as time expired in the first quarter as Indy's up 7-0, about to score potentially again. All right, here we go. 2nd free. Touchdown, Indy! 3-yard touchdown pass. Extra points good as they're now up 14-0. Man, Oakland's defense had a break with that fumble, but then they didn't recover the fumble when they needed. That was a huge break they needed, and they blew it. All right. So here we go. They returned it 32 yards, starting off at their 37-yard line. 1st and 10, and it's an incomplete pass. 2nd 10, a run of 19 yards. No, pass of 19 yards. 1st and 10 at the Indy 44. 1st and 10. Another interception by Indy as they're starting up at their 37-yard line as their defense is showing up. 1st and 10 now at the 37. Incomplete pass. 2nd 10. A pass of 12 yards. 1st down at the Indy 49. 1st and 10. And another 25-yard pass as Indy now has the ball at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10. Another 1st down pass. 1st and goal at the Oakland 9. And next play was a pass of 3 yards. Second goal, touchdown on a 6-yard run. Now 11:28 remaining in the second quarter. Indy is just running away with this as they're up 21-0. Man, Oakland's offense is shooting themselves in the foot. They were so efficient last week against the number 2 ranked offense, and now they're getting destroyed by the 3rd ranked offense. They need to start making some noise here. And they got a big start with a kickoff return to the Indy 48. That's a good start. All right, 1st and 10. And it's a pass of 13 yards, and they're now at the Oakland, Indy 35. 1st and 10. Another pass of 14 yards. Oh boy. 1st and 10 to the Indianapolis 21. And it's an run of no gain. 2nd 10. And they lost 2 yards. 3rd and 12. And a 14-yard pass. It's now 1st and goal at the Indy 9. And it's a 3-yard gain. 2nd 6. And they lost 2 yards on the run. It's now 3rd and 8 and an incomplete pass. It's 4th and 8 at the Indy. It's 4th and goal at the Indy 8. Are they going to go for it, or are they going to go for the field goal? Go for the field goal. Up and good. 7:38 remaining, and Indy's now up 21-8. No shutout now, but they still got a long way to go to save their game so far. They got a lot of points to score. They got to stop Indy really badly. All right, so Indy's going to start with their 25. 1st and 10, and a 2-yard pass. 2nd and 8. First down catch of 20 yards, and they're out to Indy 47. 1st and 10, incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, and a run of 9 yards. Not a pass of 9 yards. 3rd and 1, and they don't complete the third conversion. It's 4th and 1 at the Oakland 44. Are they going to go for it, or are they going to punt it away? Or maybe even try a field goal? Nope, they're going to punt it away, surprisingly. All right, 1st and 10 for the Oakland at their 20, and it's a run of 4 yards. 2nd 6, and it's a run of 4 yards. 3rd and 2, and they lost a yard. It's 4th and 3 now at their 27-yard line, and they're going to punt it away as Indy started at the 28. 1st and 10, and a run that went nowhere. 2nd and 10, a run of 3 yards. It's now 3rd and 7, and they ran for 6 yards, falling 1 yard short again. 4th and 1 at their 37-yard line, and they're going to punt it away to Oakland, who's now at their 17-yard line. 1st and 10, and they passed for 7 yards, but they got a minute 20 remaining. They need to hurry up. 2nd 3. A gain of 19 yards. It's now at their first down at the 43-yard line, but they got 40 seconds remaining. 1st and 10. Pass, but it's incomplete. 30 seconds remaining. 2nd and 10. And they lost yard on a run, and that's going to wrap up the first half as Indy's up 21-3. You would have thought Oakland would be more aggressive there. Oakland had a chance, remember, to get a score, but Indy's defense showed up, and I think they got a touchdown off it, didn't they? So instead of 21-3, it could have been 14-10. It would have been a lot closer. All right, but anyways, Oakland's going to start off with the ball. Wait. Oh, no, Indy actually got it. Indy has the ball, and they got returned to the 38-yard line. Oh, boy. All right, 1st and 10 at the Indy 38. And it's a 4-yard run. 2nd 6, and it was a pass that was incomplete on 3rd and 6, and they went for a pass again, and it was incomplete. Oakland's defense stopping Indy once again. So they punt away. Oakland's going to start for their 20. 1st and 10, and it's a 20-yard pass. It's now 1st and 10 at the Oakland 40. 1st and 10, a 2-yard pass. 2nd and 8, and it's a 7-yard sack. Oh, not what Oakland needs. 3rd and 15, and they couldn't complete the pass. All right. So now they punt the ball away. Indy returned it to their 45-yard line. A devastating return for Oakland. They did not need that. 1st and 10. Indy gains 3 yards. 2nd 7. And a first down conversion on a pass for 10 yards. 1st and 10 at the Oakland's 42. 1st and 10. An incomplete pass. 2nd 10. And they lost yards on a 7-yard sack. Oh, boy. 3rd and 17. And Indy gains 4 yards. Now 4th and 13 at the Oakland 45. So far, Oakland's defense has been somewhat competitive against Indy. They just haven't been able to finish the job. And they're going to punt it away. Oakland's got the ball back at their 20 with 9:38 remaining in the third quarter. 1st and 10 and a run of 3 yards. 2nd 7, and they lost yards on an 8-yard sack. Oh boy, 3rd and 15. They got a 10-yard run. It's now 4th and 5, and they're going to punt it away as Indy's going to start on the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 and a 14-yard pass. 1st and 10 and a 3-yard run as they're now at midfield. 2nd 7 and a 2-yard run. 3rd and 5 and a 31-yard run. Indy now has the ball at the Oakland 17. 1st and 10 and a pass that was incomplete. 2nd and 10 and another incomplete pass. It's now 3rd and 10. Touchdown Indy on a 17-yard run. Finally they scored. That Oakland defense shut them down for a while, but they couldn't be stopped forever. Extra points good, and now Indy's up 28-3. Wow. With 5:07 remaining in the third quarter, Oakland needs to start getting something. Got a good return at the Oakland 34. 1st and 10, and it was an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, and oh, wait. Oh, it was fumbled. It was a complete pass for 11 yards. Fumbled, recovered by Indy, who then looks like maybe fumbled it away? No, fumbled it. Oakland recovered and gained 3 more yards. So it's now 1st and 10 at the Oakland 48. That thing that tells us how the play goes is very confusing. So now 1st and 10 at the Oakland 48, and it's a 2-yard run. 2nd and 8, and it was an incomplete pass. On 3rd and 8, and it's another incomplete pass in midfield, and Oakland is going to punt it away. All right, so at the 20 for Indy, and it's an 8-yard sack. Oh, boy. second 18, and it was a 17-yard run. It's now 3rd and 1, and they threw a 15-yard pass to convert the 3rd down. Oh boy, they converted they got a second 17 and managed to convert it. Oh boy. So 1st and 10 at the Indy 44, and it's a 3-yard run, 2nd 7, and a 22-yard pass as they're now at the Oakland 31. 1st and 10, and another pass of 25 yards. That's 1st and goal at the Oakland 6. 1st and 6, incomplete pass, 2nd 6, and they ran it for 5 yards. It's 3rd and 1 at the goal line as the third quarter ends. Indy is 15 minutes away and 1 yard short of another score as they're up 28-3. Here we go, 3rd and 1, and touchdown, Indy. Probably the easiest touchdown they've ever gotten, and the extra point's up, so now Indy leads 35-3. Oh, 35-3. Dang it, we pied. Thank you. Alright, 35-3 with 14:45 remaining in the game. Oakland, you're going to have to pull off some incredible miracle now to get this. And they're going to start with their 19. 1st and 10, and it's a 4-yard run. You need to start passing, not running the ball. 2nd 6, and it's an incomplete pass. 3rd and 6, and it's an incomplete pass. Well, you don't really have much of a choice now, do you? They go for it, and they got the conversion. 12-yard pass. It's now 1st and 10 at the Oakland 35. 1st and 10, and it's a 2-yard run. 2nd 6, and it's a 9-yard pass. 1st down at the Oakland 48. 1st and 10, and it's a 7-yard run. 2nd 3, and another 6-yard pass. 1st down at the Indy 39. 1st and 10, and it's an incomplete. Oh, it's a run of no gain. 2nd and 10, and it's a run of 3 yards. 3rd and 7, and it's a gain of 1 yard. It's now 4th and 6 at the Indy 35. They're going to have to go for it. And they do! A 7-yard check down pass. They converted the 1st down barely with 7 yards. Now it's 1st and 10 at the Oakland 28 with 9:47 remaining at the Indy 28. 1st and 10, and it was a run of no gain. Alright, 2nd and 10, and it was a 15-yard pass. It's now 1st and 10 at the at the Indy 13. 1st and 10, and it's a run that lost a yard. 2nd 11, and a pass of 10 yards. It's 3rd and 1 at the Indy 4. 3rd and 1, and they run for it, but they gain nothing. It's now 4th and 1 at the Indy 4. Touchdown! They convert on the 4th down play. Oakland finally scored a touchdown with 7:16 remaining in the 4th quarter as they're now down 35-10. All right. Could they pull off a comeback maybe? I guess we'll have to see. They're going to have to go for the onside kick. But the Rapid Stallions recovered. Indy's got it as they're at the Oakland 43. 1st and 10, they go for a run. It gains 3 yards. 2nd 7, a 14-yard pass as they're now at the Oakland 26. 1st and 10, and a 16-yard pass as they're now 1st and goal at the Oakland 10. 1st and 10, incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, they go for a run. It's 4 yards. 3rd and 6, touchdown Indy on a 4-yard run. Extra points good. And we're now 4:17 remaining in the game. Indy pretty much stamped it. But we still got 4 minutes remaining in this game. 4 minutes away from their 4th title. And anything can go, people. So let's wait and see. 42-10. Alright, here we go. Oakland's going to start with their 30. Nice return. 1st and 10, incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, a pass of 15 yards. This is what they need at their 45-yard line. 1st and 10, an 11-yard pass. Another play they needed. Now they're at the Indy 44 with 3:30 remain. 1st and 10, incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, another incomplete pass on 3rd and 10. Pass completed for 13 yards. 1st down at the Indy 31 with 2:57 remaining. 1st and 10, and a 3-yard run. 2nd and 7, an incomplete pass. On 3rd and 7, it was a check down pass for 5 yards. It's 4th and 2 at the Indy 23. They're going to go for it. And they get it! 12 yards. So it's now 2:06 remain. 1st and 10 to Indy 11. 1st and 10, incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, an incomplete pass again. 3rd and 10, touchdown Oakland. 11-yard pass. Extra points good. So now 1:42 remaining. Oakland has now scored 2 touchdowns as they're now trailing 42-17. All right. So here we go. They're going to have to go for the onside kick again. And they recover it. Okay. Oakland recovered it. They're at their 43-yard line. They got 40 seconds remaining to somehow score like 25 points or whatever. So here we go. 1st and 10. incomplete pass. Second and 10, incomplete pass. Third and 10, pass complete for 14 yards. A minute remain. They're at the Indy 43. First and 10, incomplete pass. Second and 10, a pass of 4 yards. It's now third and 6, and they converted the first down. 21 seconds remain at the Indy 25-yard line. They fumbled it also, and they recovered it. So first and 10, incomplete pass. Second and 10, they gained 1 yard, and that is it. The game is over, and the Indianapolis Rabbit Stallions won the game 42-17 as they've clinched their 4th straight title, and the only team in DCFL history to win it all. They are the only team to win it. They destroyed Jacksonville in 2018. They barely beat New York in 2019. They destroyed Chicago last year, and they destroyed Oakland this year. Although Chicago, to be fair, kind of kept it somewhat competitive. Indy had 402 yards. Oakland had 370. So Indy's offense was shut down quite a bit in this game, but it didn't matter when they needed it the most. They got the points they needed. Their quarterback was 18 of 29, 237 yards, and 1 passing touchdown. Had a rushing touchdown too. My goodness, he was shut down pretty good. Oakland's quarterback was 30 of 53, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. Most of Indy's offense came from their running game. They got 5 rushing touchdowns. Indy had a receiver with 132 yards, and someone had 2 receptions for a touchdown. And freaking Oakland had 2 fumbles from the receivers. As I'm trying to look up defense, trying to see how many sacks did they have. Looks like Indy had 2 sacks. Oakland had 2 sacks too. So yeah, I still think overall Oakland defensively, they did somewhat a good job keeping the yards-wise competitive. They did somewhat shut down Indy's passing game, but their running game they could not stop, and that's what decided it. Jacksonville and Oakland, I think, played as best as they could, but again, Indy is just too damn good. They're the top dog in the league, and they showed it once again as they won 42-17. Alright, congratulations, Indianapolis Rabbit Stallions. You won every single DCFL title. And that will wrap up this league and the season. This was a fun time these last 7 years. I know I was very inactive the last few years with this league, but I was just so busy with a whole bunch of other stuff, I just didn't feel like it. And I really focused today to finally get it done, because I might be canceling Photoshop soon, and the program that I got to replace Photoshop does not work with DCFL's slides very good. That's why I decided, yep, tonight I'm going to have to do it. So there we go. That was like 3 hours almost of filming and all that, and it's finally over. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the 2021 DCFL Playoffs. The season's over, and the league's now over. Hope you all enjoyed. Congrats Aaron to win all 4 of your titles and all that. And see you all in the future for all my other football leagues. I never gave up on PFA, DCFL, and me and Anthony's league too. Not giving up on any of that, though. So, see you all next time for any future stuff.